Hi, boys and girls of TPC. This is your old friend, Mr. Jack. It's good to see you today. I'm coming to you from my house. Well, not just my house, but an upstairs bedroom in my house that I was not allowed to enter for about 10 years. You see, my daughter Allie grew up in this room, and for about 10 years, there were naked pictures of men all over the walls, and I was not allowed in here. So this is a very special day for me to be allowed in this room again. I do not have those pictures. I know what some of you are thinking. I'm looking at you, Elena and Kevin. I won't be bringing those pictures to work and putting in your mail cubbies, so don't ask. Anyway, I miss you guys. These are scary and lonely times. I miss sitting around our circle on Tuesdays and playing games and telling little stories and little jokes and terrible puns. I'm looking at you, my friend, Mr. Robert. I especially miss hearing stories from my friend Holland about her favorite snake. And I also miss my friend Elena and hearing her use her very special 12-letter word when she gets a little bit irritated. I hope her husband John has put gas in the car recently. I'm especially missing my neighbor, Mr. Terry Michael. I imagine even right now he is out in his car on the roads of eastern Wake County looking for boxes of kittens. You know, it's hard to get grouchy with Mr. Terry Michael when he's a little late to things because he's always out looking for kittens. Isn't that so nice? Anyway, our friend Meemaw sent a very nice note out yesterday and asked if we had poems or songs or books that were helping us through this very hard time. I thought that was nice. By the way, let me say something about her name, Meemaw. Whoever gave her that name, he or she, let's not guess at who that was. They weren't very nice. I hope that person has spent some time in the corner thinking about what they've done. Anyway, Meemaw's not that old, and she looks fantastic. As all people who were born and raised in Texas look fantastic until they die. Anyway, Meemaw had this very nice idea. And so I thought that I would read you a book today that I have come across very recently and has become very special to me during these hard and scary times. Some of you right now are thinking, I don't have time for whatever this is, because you need to get back to figuring out why Secure Video sends you 47 notifications every time you schedule a video session. I understand. I won't think less of you for leaving right now and getting back to that. For the one or two of you who remain, I want to read you a book that's called We Don't Eat Our Classmates. Here's the cover. It's a book by Ryan T. Higgins, and it says it is a #1 bestseller on the New York Times bestseller list. And you know what that means. It means that many people bought the book, or Ryan T. Higgins has a slush fund, and he bought a lot of books himself so that he could get on the New York Times bestseller list. It doesn't matter which one is true, because it's a good book. And it's not a long book. It's a short book. And sometimes things don't have to be long to be satisfying. Sometimes they can be short and brief and still be very satisfying. So, this is a short book. Before I start reading it, let me tell you, I won't be showing you the pictures, although I wish I could. You may know this about me. I'm a little technologically challenged. Until very recently, I had a flip phone. I don't know if you've heard anything about it. That flip phone went missing for months and then magically reappeared in the backseat of my car. I still suspect that several of you are behind this, but I'm not bitter, because now I have moved on to smartphone technology and am filming this very video from an iPhone 6, which, as I understand it, is the latest in iPhone technology. Anyway, let's get to our book, because I know some of you are eager to hear the story that is once again called We Don't Eat Our Classmates. Penelope Rex was nervous. It's not every day a little T-Rex starts school. What are my classmates going to be like? Will they be nice? How many teeth will they have? These were the questions Penelope was asking. This was very important, and she was very nervous. Penelope's mom bought her a new backpack with ponies on it. Ponies were Penelope's favorite because ponies are delicious. Penelope's dad packed her a lunch of 300 tuna sandwiches. Remember, it's a T-Rex we're talking about here. But just one apple juice. Apparently, dinosaurs don't need a lot of apple juice. Finally, the big day came, and Penelope Rex was very surprised to find out that all of her classmates were, wait for it, children, like little humans. Yeah, that's where she was going to school. So, she ate them, because children are delicious. Let me pause here and say, when I say she ate them, she didn't bite them and swallow them. The picture in the book shows that she has crammed a classroom of children into her cheeks. Because as you can imagine, a young T-Rex is much larger than a human child. So she didn't bite them. It's very important when you're eating something not to bite it if you're in school and that something is a human being. Penelope Rex, said Mrs. Noodleman, that's a funny name for a teacher, we don't eat our classmates, especially without consent. Please spit them out at once. So she did. It was not the best way to start school. The picture in the book shows a group full of children with PTSD covered in dinosaur slime. They're a little upset about it. Still, Penelope was determined to have a good first day. So she tried hard to make friends at recess. She's at the bottom of the slide with her mouth wide open as the children are at the top trying not to slide down into her mouth. That would be scary. She finger painted some of her best works of art, which again is a picture of a dinosaur eating children. There's a theme to this book. She even saved Griffin Emery a seat at lunch. Griffin, you can sit here. Griffin looks traumatized. People started to notice everyone was making friends but her. Penelope's very sad. In the reading circle, no one will sit near her. It was lonely. When she got home, her dad asked her about her first day at school. That's a good dad, isn't it? I didn't make any friends, cried Penelope. None of the children wanted to play with me. Penelope Rex, her father asked, did you eat your classmates? Well, she said, maybe just a little. She was honest. Sometimes it's hard to make friends, said her dad, especially if you eat them. This is good parental advice. You see, Penelope, children are just the same as us on the inside. They just taste better. Who knew? That gave Penelope a lot to think about. The very next day, Penelope tried really hard. But poor Penelope, she just couldn't stop from eating her classmates. And once again, we see her with her cheeks full of children. And a child is crying out. Mrs. Noodleman, Penelope ate William again. Poor William. And they were all afraid of her. Of course they were. Getting eaten by a T-Rex is a scary thing. Except Walter. Walter was a goldfish, and he's in a bowl in the classroom. So Penelope tried to make friends with Walter. Will you be my friend, she asked. And she stuck her little, is it a hand? I don't know what it is. The T-Rex with the arms that are way too short, evolutionary, I don't know what that's about. She puts her little hand into the bowl with the goldfish, and Walter bites it. Chomp. How's that for a plot twist? Eee! Cried Penelope. He's eating my finger. So it turns out it is a finger. Who knew? And she cried and cried because it hurts to get bitten without consent. Once Penelope found out what it was like for someone's snack, she lost her appetite for children. How's that for a psychological twist? She stopped eating her classmates. Even when C.C. Woodman spilled barbecue sauce all over herself, Penelope did not eat C.C., and that must have been hard. And soon, Penelope made friends. They let her slide on the slide, and Penelope even baked brownies for her friends instead of eating them. That's a nice thing. Now, even when children look especially delicious, she peeks at Walter and remembers what it's like when someone tries to eat you. And there's a picture here of Walter looking like a serial murderer staring out of that bowl at poor Penelope. Walter the goldfish would just stare and stare and lick his lips. That Walter, you got to watch out for him. Because, and here's the final line of the book, because dinosaurs are delicious. The end. I'm glad I could share this book with you today. I think there's a clear moral to the story of this book. Don't eat your friends, especially without consent. Because even in a pandemic, consent is still everything. Bye-bye, friends. Stay safe. I miss you.